everybody, welcome back to the She-Hulk podcast, the show where we watch and review every episode of She-Hulk so you don't have to. I am Simian Jimmy, Nostalgia Jimmy, joined as always by a real cavalcade cast of characters. Let's begin with one, Eggy Eggman Rodriguez.
You know, they call me the She-Hulk #1 fan. I didn't even know it was a TV show. I just like to look at women that look like that, and then they turned it into a whole program that I can pay $8 a month to watch, and I said, sign me up, I gotta be a part of it.
Eggy, did you watch the entire series so far, or did you skip just to episode 4 for this podcast?
I actually didn't even listen to a single episode of you guys reviewing it. I wanted to be spoiler-free. I sat and I just binged all 4 episodes after work last night.
Oh, wow.
And so I think it was a good idea for me to do it because I was able to tell, and this is my personal opinion, I think there was a marked increase in quality in this episode 4. That's my personal opinion.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, we'll have to get into that, but we also have the Weekend Warrior.
Hello, guys. We're still here.
How is your She-Hulk video doing on your channel? Has it gone super mega viral yet?
I actually like it because I've been uploading videos sporadically, and it's like 40K now. I think that's a good get, honestly.
Yeah, 40K. Yeah. I haven't hit 40K in a year, so yeah, that's pretty damn good. Florian Himsel, when's the last time you hit 40K on a video?
Several years.
Oh, well.
Yeah, when I made that Isaac video about the new DLC I made just ages ago.
And finally, the Kino Corner has returned.
Yeah, the only 40K that I care about is Warhammer 40K.
Now, Kino Corner, what's the roommate situation doing? I know you and Glink are good friends. You helped him do that convention. What are you guys up to now?
Yeah, we actually just got into a domestic partnership with each other.
Wow.
We have to fuck each other in the hallway. Color
me shocked. Well, we have 5 gentlemen here to talk about a gentlewoman named She-Hulk. Eggy, you're new to the program, so let's hear your general thoughts on the show.
Pretty much... like the first 3 episodes. The first episode, I was like, okay, it was bad enough that I kind of stopped a couple times to remark on how bad it was. I feel like pretty much following that, the formation of it was pretty unremarkable in my opinion. Like the formation of the superhero law firm and the Emil Blonsky case. I kind of sat there and watched it. I didn't really It wasn't bad enough to really evoke any bad emotions, except at some points the CGI was like pretty terrible, and then I would kind of laugh about that a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much what it was up until episode 4. But then episode 4, I actually inadvertently, unconsciously, I organically laughed and kind of enjoyed some of it. So it was a total game changer. I was like, well, I'm glad I watched the first 3 so I could make that distinction.
Yeah, episode 4. This is the Donnie Blaze episode. It's all about this magician named Donnie Blaze, and we're going to have a little court case with him. This is what I wanted the show to be, to really piggyback off of Eggy's slight praise here. I just wanted episode of the week, give me a new court case with some wacky superhero shenanigans, and I feel like they finally gave me that this week. Let's see if it will continue in the future weeks, but what do you guys think of this Donnie Blaze episode?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I like the court case. I guess the hooker certainly exists, and I wonder if that was some of the appeal that Eggy saw,
The what?
The what,
the hooker?
sorry?
Hooker? Okay. Well, I think she was just a bimbo.
Yeah, I thought she's just a dumb girl.
That's just the average American woman, just dumb as fuck, annoying as shit. Not necessarily a prostitute.
Was she
I swear she was stripping when they brought her into the courtroom. But
well, it's hard. Women these days can't keep their clothes on, so she might have just been hanging out.
I thought she was at a party, though.
Well, I guess I'm the misogynist this episode.
Let me tell you, Europeans, what's up? Over here, we have something called rock and roll, and we like to have a good time. So there was no, the woman was nothing out of the usual.
All right. Well, I guess it is possible to be that undereducated and have a different profession. Sure.
Well, speaking of uneducated, I think the writers of this episode have a lot of life they need to live before they try to write anything ever again. The real plot of this episode is not about the magician being sued by Wong for using his fucking spells and tricks to make portals. The real plot is that this slim mid-30s white woman cannot get a single Tinder match. No, just straight up, you're wrong. She would at least have 100 bot accounts.
Yeah.
But there would be 10,000 simps, 10,000 desperate men who are laying in bed masturbating, flipping through Tinder, saying yes to everybody. There's not a fucking chance in hell that this plot could even exist, that She-Hulk cannot get a fucking Tinder match. Go fuck yourself, and the show sucks.
You would think so at first glance, but if you pay attention, she actually says that the men have to be very good looking for her to consider it. And we see her friend goes on, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna swipe right." I think she only swiped right on the hottest guys as well.
Nah, she said it's a numbers game, and she was basically like every 4 out of 5 swipes was a yes.
Well, let me quote Black Pill TV. He said, "Quote: All men under 7 out of 10 are not even perceivable as humans to women." So that's a red pill that I heard on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. So,
do any of us qualify as at 7 or higher? Are all of us invisible to women?
Well, not physically.
I mean, I guess if your bank account has the 7 digits, then you're fine, like Florian, but the rest of us are fucked.
That's a 7 out of 10, right?
Everidge, we haven't heard from you. Do you think this show had a realistic portrayal of women on Tinder?
No, probably not. I think Tatiana Maslany is amazing looking, so the fact that she doesn't get anybody fucking going after her is insane to me. It's just wild.
We would have had Kino on here. He earlier said she was a 6 out of 10. What the fuck kind of shithead would say that about this beautiful woman?
Maybe he was accidentally watching Ms. Marvel and he was talking about that literal child on screen.
Yep, that makes sense. That explains a lot, actually.
I was like, oh, that 15-year-old, she's like a 6 out of 10. My name's Kino Corner.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you why. Listen, I think that there was some accuracy, not in the numbers, because Tinder is, it's basically even, you're going to get matches anyway because there's bots and scammers on there aplenty no matter what. But she's a professional woman. She's a career woman. She's going to be very busy. She's going to have a lot going on. She's kind of frumpy. She makes these remarks like multiple times throughout the series, like the first episode where she's with Bruce. She's like, as a woman, I am literally about to be murdered every single day by chuds. And then, in this one, they have like the guy comes up. He's like, "Hey, what's up, you sexy, beautiful women?" And this guy is, okay, he's probably some sleazy guy, but he's not hard on the eyes. He's not, he's got confidence. He's just being himself. But there's like one of these, it seems like almost every episode so far, there's been like suddenly the random chud comes out of nowhere to, so she could be like, not today, chud, so she's frumpy, she's standoffish.
What do you mean by frumpy? Because I think I've used that word wrong before. What does that mean?
I guess she's not all together. Is that right? Like her suit doesn't really fit her that well. If she fits herself,
it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, no, I think she's got more appeal as the She-Hulk, which, is mirrored in the episode, but she's just so bland, like, she's got split ends. She's kind of wearing like, business suit. She's all like, she puts her business picture and look at me, I'm a lawyer. It's like, no guy wants to have to deal with all that. Just blah, 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 blah. Speaking the dictionary, it's like, I want to have some fun,
And she might be schizophrenic because she keeps looking at an imaginary camera and like talking to herself as if somebody's watching. Like that would be very awkward on a date.
I want her to talk to the camera, and then one of the guys looks around and is like, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
Yeah, I was waiting for that too. Maybe it'll happen because they keep breaking the fourth wall, and if evidently anybody can do that now, then why not just have when Daredevil shows up? Let's have him talking to the camera too, but he's blind, so he doesn't know where it is, so he's like facing the other way.
No, they're gonna shoot it like he's talking to the camera, but he doesn't really know what's happening. So because he's blind, maybe they can do a joke like that.
Oh my god, he's blind.
He's gesturing over to She-Hulk, and he's like, "Black women, am I right?" So at the beginning, She-Hulk, she shows up to work at her law office. On her computer, there's a list of like 80 to-do list things. Like, we'll have to pause it and look through them at some point because there's probably some wacky shit in there. But she has 80 things on her work to-do list right when she gets to work. And she immediately pulls up fucking datingwebsite.com to make a profile. At work!
Matcher.
No.
Same shit.
She got 80 items on her to-do list, and then she goes down to the last item on her list, which is make a profile.
Yeah, make a dating profile.
She skipped work, basically.
She's doing this at work, and lawyers, don't they get paid at least a pretty decent penny? Like, if she's getting paid hourly to do this shit, that's like $800 in her pocket to try to get fucked?
Probably, yeah. I mean, more power to lawyers, am I right, guys?
Well,
right.
the hours have to be on a case, I guess. It probably wouldn't count, you know?
Oh, you can just, like, put it there.
This is the case of her missing eggs. She's trying to solve it as quickly as possible.
Some red pills there. Oh my god.
I'm actually curious. Do you think they get paid hourly or only for the build hours from the firm?
There's a build hours rate, I'm sure.
Yeah, it depends. Probably.
No build hours for her then.
She's ignoring her obligations at work, and then Wong shows up, and Wong's like, hey, there's this magician who keeps sending bimbos into random dimensions at his show.
Hell.
Can we like copyright strike his YouTube channel, please? And she's like, well, yeah, I guess so. Is this a fun setup for the episode, the fake magician?
Yes.
Can I just say, yeah.
If this show is gonna be half Wong, then I'm fucking here for it. Give fucking Wong a show.
She does look at the camera and say, everybody likes Wong. It's like giving the show Twitter armor for a week, which is bullshit. Because last week, Twitter was a storm with this twerking shit. I did not see any Wong comments defending the show. So I don't know if this is accurate.
Well, they couldn't have seen it coming, I guess. Who would have guessed that people would be so stupid as to get offended at the twerking scene? Jesus.
Yeah, they should have got horny like we did.
I think these writers are too online. They're too worried about fucking Twitter and shit and putting into the TV show.
Well, that's not true at all. They were legitimately worried. Like, they were right.
Yeah, but in the script of your show, you shouldn't have the character look at the camera and say, oh, I hope Twitter likes this episode. That is desperate.
Yeah, that's terminally online behavior.
Yeah, disgusting.
I thought that Twitter armor joke wasn't that bad. Jeez.
Has Twitter ever been shown on screen in the MCU?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Because they don't have Tinder. They have like all the websites are just fake. So is Twitter real here?
Probably.
Well, I mean,
I guess not.
What it shows to me is that, this is fast food media. They're, dating it literally like for the release of the streaming, and basically, 2 or 3 years from now, I mean, even if you look at a picture of Twitter from 2 or 3 years ago, the site undergoes so many redesigns and new features and old features being taken away, and it just goes to show that pretty much they have no faith in this material. They're just basically creating it for to push something out for now until they can get whatever the next better thing coming from down the pipeline is going to be.
So, like, 3 years from now, when everybody's on Getter, they'll be making Getter jokes.
When we're all on Truth Social under Emperor Trump.
No.
Is that the name of Trump's social media?
Yeah, it's because when you post instead of tweets, it's truths, because everything you say on there is true.
Oh, come on.
Everything on the internet is true.
Well, they must have the best fact checkers on there. That's impressive.
Yeah, Trump himself is reading every truth and proving it to go up.
By a real Trump patriot.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I just say it? While I didn't like that Wong had to call She-Hulk for the show to happen, because honestly, he could have just taken the fucking ring from the guy. The law aspect of the show was the funnest part for me, which is an amazing thing to say.
See, but I'm kind of pissed about the law parts of the show, because they really do not give a shit about anything.
Oh, they don't. But at least, I think. Yeah, I agree with you, Erich. I think Wong carries the show, which is a sad thing to say about She-Hulk.
Yeah,
the cameo is carrying the show. Like, come on, man.
The one truly competent actor just immediately just destroys everything else. Like the PS2 CGI, he just comes through and just obliterates everything.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to She-Hulk in the previous episode saying, this is not a cameo show, this is about me, this might be the least she's been in any episode. Like, I feel like Wong had as much screen time as she did.
Yeah, her dating side plot is like one of 3, and it's probably like only like 5 minutes in a 30-minute long episode.
And it's the worst part of the episode, in my opinion.
The dating subplot? Well, let's get back to that, because it's very important to me to really point out how angry I was watching this.
Okay, go ahead.
She-Hulk and her friend are at the bar, and I'm not even going to get into the fucking chud who does not take a hint and keeps hitting on them, because again, it's like, okay, all men are bad, all men are rapists, we get it.
He's not even that bad looking, honestly. Like he wasn't even acting like a creep.
I was annoyed by him.
Yeah, he's like... The anger on their face doesn't like match what he's doing, in my opinion.
Well, he's a man in their presence, so they're super pissed immediately.
That's enough. Oh, okay.
Oh, come on! What he talk about the guy who tries to interrupt them while they're working? Come on!
Yeah.
Why will you work in the bar,
dude? Why would you?
Why work in the bar?
Excuse me. Like
why work in the bar?
Let her fucking do her thing. What the hell's the matter with you?
For legal purposes, where people can just eavesdrop on what you're doing.
Oh,
no, I'm sure when you're doing like a big public court case, you want all that information like just able to be stolen off of a bar table.
Yeah, exactly.
Like some drunk guy can come piss on your evidence. Like, okay, that's fine.
I know personally. Yeah. I'm at a bar.
Yeah, just bring all your files in the fucking bar. Yeah, that's smart.
That's what you do.
I know
Rich?
that when I'm going to a bar, I prefer to bring my big copy of War and Peace and read it and be left alone.
And you say, I don't want anybody approaching me at this social gathering. Please leave me alone.
Yeah, that's what smart people would do. That's what professionals would do.
Well, there were 2 of them, man. What do you want, man? They were meeting each other, and then a guy like he comes up and says, "Oh, we can't have 2 women." Like drinking alone. What, are you kidding me? You're gonna harass every 2 women?
He needs to protect them in case any men try to hit on them. Like he needs to be the man at the table.
Also, and you know what? You're in a bar. You approach ladies in as formal way as possible. He's not like, "Hey sluts, how you doing? Want a drink?" He's not even like that. He was being polite.
Yeah, he wasn't. No.
If he had just wore some tactical soap, then it would have been a whole different story.
Those women, they should have just started making out and said they were lesbians, and then that should have been the rest of the scene. It was just them making out.
They were at a table. They weren't like sitting at the bar. What?
Hey, anyway, let's get to the point. The point. The line of dialogue that had my blood boiling. How dare they put this in their show? Can anybody guess what it is? She-Hulk's friend is swiping on her Tinder for her, and she makes a little sly comment.
It's a numbers game? Is that what you're mad about?
No.
It's about how they wouldn't like her when she's not the
No. She-Hulk. The friend says...
But that's true.
She says, hetero life is grim.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
It's bad to be straight. Look at all these straight men. Oh, disgusting. Ew.
Oh my god, they said... I even forgot that they said
hetero life is grim. Do you guys feel grim?
I feel grim that you think that's offensive. Like obviously being a lesbo would be
so if I said homo life is grim, you'd be like, oh, well, that's fair. Oh, I don't see the problem.
I mean... It wouldn't really make sense if
why are we saying any sexuality is grim? What does that even mean?
Look, if you're saying about your own sexuality, I think you could get away with it. What are you talking about? They're heterosexual, aren't they?
What does grim mean to you?
Grim is like you're like
we're all like a foot in the grave?
Yeah. Or your prospects are 0?
Well, it's just gnarly. What do you want, man?
I want her to say something else. What a stupid line. Whatever. I thought it was retarded.
No, why would you alienate your audience? Like, I think some people are straight.
Are you fucking...
Just the implication that, like, being straight and having a heterosexual relationship is like, like, in the modern day, you're still straight? What the hell?
What are you talking...
Come on.
But She-Hulk is straight. What do you mean?
Yeah, and evidently that's grim.
How can you get offended at that?
It's just a stupid line. I'm not offended. It's just disgusting.
No, she was looking at the guys and she saw, like, these are creeps. I really wish there was something better.
Speaking of which, I don't think that this show knows how dating apps work. Because she ends up dating, it shows a montage of like the 8 guys that she has a date with in the same day. And it's like a bunch of dweebs and ugly dudes. Why the fuck are you swiping yes on like unattractive men, bitch? Like no one, you're surprised that he showed up and looked like that? You agreed to the date. This isn't a blind date app. You know who you're gonna meet.
But that wasn't what was wrong with them, was it? Like, they were being jerks and stuff.
No, the one guy was just on his phone the whole time.
And a lot of them were just freakishly ugly.
Also, I just want to say while we're on this, that was the one. That was when I shocked myself with an organic laugh when she's there with this soy jack guy, and then the bill comes and it goes to this showdown. I immediately I actually laughed about that because they could have gone. Obviously, they're not afraid to do the Twitter bait thing. They could have had some guy in a MAGA hat, come in and saying anyways, that's why we got to get him going. And then whatever. But they had a real, authentic urbanite guy, and they weren't afraid to show Soy Jack in his natural habitat and how he was going to walk off on the bill because that's how he gets down. And how he was just addicted to technology, and he eats the bugs and lives in the pod, and so I did have a hearty chuckle.
Yeah, I see these guys as not that ugly. Okay, they got some nerd chic going on. Yeah, they got it together. They don't even need attention from her.
Well, I guess to be fair, at that point in the story, she is on Tinder as the She-Hulk because I guess again, an attractive white woman cannot get a single match in L.A., so she has to go on as the She-Hulk. See, I guess the people who want to match with the She-Hulk probably would be kind of freaks, and but it's interesting that they're not very interested in her. And the one guy who says, "I don't like talking about myself. Let's hear about you." She gets visibly horny when he says that. I feel like if I was on a date with the She-Hulk, I'd be asking a lot of She-Hulk questions.
Yeah.
But these men really just want to talk about themselves the whole time? Okay, sure, yeah. I guess all men are so fucking narcissistic and conceited, they wouldn't even want to hear about the life of a She-Hulk.
I mean, I thought they asked a lot of questions. Damn.
You're gonna have to rewatch that montage.
I mean, you gotta wow the ladies, you gotta tell them about yourself. What can you do?
At one point, she's on a date with Tyrone, and he wants to know how much she can deadlift, so at least he was asking a question.
Is that even possible for a person to lift, what did he say, 300,000 or was it 600,000?
I thought she said it was a ton, but I don't know.
Well, that's what she said, but what did he say he could do?
600 pounds, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Eggy's warm-up exercise.
Yeah, I mean, wow, this guy's wow, I could lift 600 pounds, really? That seems excessive. What are you doing, man? You're gonna crumble.
That's not bad. If you can actually do it, that's pretty strong.
You only have to do it once, I think.
I mean, how are your bones gonna survive that?
Well, he looks built.
Drink some fucking milk!
Yeah. Get infected by the She-Hulk blood.
Yeah. Speaking of which, is it safe for She-Hulk to be having sex? Because if you can get AIDS from sex, and it's a blood transfusion disease, she does have unprotected sex with a hot doctor in this episode, who then goes on to, when he sees her the next morning, and this is I guess, a parallel or a metaphor for, I guess, women the next morning after sex. Maybe the guy is sobered up, maybe her makeup's, not quite where it was the night before. He does not like what he sees the next morning when she's in her human form.
So, is this guy just attracted to She-Hulk? He's just if you're not She-Hulk, I'm not interested.
He only wants the 8-foot-tall green woman. At one point, she carries him to bed, which is a famous shot from the trailer.
That rules.
So, he's into having a big dom mommy. And once she's a little Jewish woman, he's oh, fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
Well, he is huge, to be fair. If you want a man that big, I guess he probably should be a little bit above average in size. I don't know.
I think the rule to take turns. You can carry her when she's the little mousy woman, and then she can carry you when she's She-Hulk. That fucking rules.
Yeah, but he doesn't want her when she's white.
I guess.
No, but that's silly. If you're in a relationship, you have to learn to compromise, right?
Well, this is more of a one-night stand, I think.
Yeah, he just wanted to bang She-Hulk is what.
And then, I don't know. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's it. Florian, would you have left, or would you say, "Oh, can you turn into the She-Hulk again"?
No, I would have been impressed because she's way cuter, in her normal form. I mean, I said I would I would prefer the She-Hulk, but just because she's strong. I mean, like, I think visually the normal
just
one
because she's strong?
better.
What does her being strong do for you in the bedroom?
I mean, she's also big. I don't know. I mean, like, you can have.
Didn't answer anything.
I mean, you can find like any number of hot small girls. Like, if you want like a big one, that's usually pretty rare, you know.
Would you fuck Brienne of Tarth? She's like the 6'3" woman in Game of Thrones.
Look, only if she's like really, really kind and gentle. Okay?
Well, of course she is.
Yeah, she is.
Like, I just gotta tell you, it's perfectly safe to have sex with the She-Hulk, okay? Her skin is impregnable, okay? Unless she's on a period, in which case you will...
In which case you're going to get the Hulk form. Because you're going to get that period blood all up in there. And then, now I'm a Hulk too.
Yeah, and then you're gonna be a mindless monster, because man can't handle the power. Be a big
I think
problem.
they should continue the dating, arc subplot. And then they could have like a group of demented, like super fan soy guys, and they call themselves Hulk chasers. Like I know they had like the guy tried to stab her or whatever with like the thing, and it didn't penetrate her skin or whatever. But like just like a bunch of guys that you might have heard of something called bug chasing. This is kind of the Hulk chasing. Yep. Like they want to get a little bit of the secret sauce to turn Hulk mode themselves. I think if they were willing to go there, I could respect that they were willing to push the envelope outside of this fast food McDonald's, presentation and really enter some real Kino territory.
If blood also does this, I wonder if there's any other bodily fluids that would.
Well, I think we might have covered this in the twerking episode. Yeah. Florian, would you drink from She-Hulk's Diva Cup in order to get her powers?
I mean, yeah, I'd probably do about anything to get superpowers.
Oh my! Okay, well, don't Google Diva Cup, I guess. And
it is what it is.
Oh, I thought she had a literal cup saying Diva on it, so now this is some.
I think that's how it works.
Thing, huh?
It's just the thing that they bleed into from their vagina.
Oh well, I mean that's probably like the least disgusting way to get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you're not going to earn your red wings or getting that Hulk power. Another subplot, and we'll go back to the magician if we have to, but I guess the main bad guy, the Titiana, whatever her name is, I guess she trademarked the name She-Hulk, and now she's suing the She-Hulk for having the same name. And the episode ends with She-Hulk looking at the camera and saying, "That's kind of a bummer way to end this episode," and then it's over.
Maybe she can finally pick a different name. Wouldn't that be a great opportunity?
Hey, yeah, that's a good idea.
Literally, yes.
Being She-Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this how they're going to fix the flaw in their own show? They're going to actually have a canon in-story reason for her to not be called She-Hulk anymore?
Yeah, she'll get an injunction or something. You can't.
If they can change Falcon to Captain America, we can change She-Hulk to Big Green Bitch.
Well, I'm sure that the story arc demands that she gets her name back, so no such luck.
Is this the thrilling legal drama we want to see? Like a copyright strike about somebody's username?
Not really.
This is what we're going to watch?
No. I mean, I think that's a big issue that's going to be coming. I think it's very relatable.
Yeah, I would agree on the relatable part because, what the average viewer of this show, the extent that they have with legal problems is probably, defaulting on their student loans and, not paying their parking ticket or whatever. We don't know all this extra dictionary stuff. Most of us don't read anything.
Neither do the writers, I don't think.
So if it's like playing on like witty usernames or like, some kind of silly thing like that, I think that's probably going to be the avenue to get the most genuine, witty entertainment if they are capable of it in this scenario.
Yeah, I think they can, because I think in the last episode, someone said there's a Breaking Bad or a Better Call Saul writer in She-Hulk.
What? I know that Jennifer Hutchinson or whatever, she went to work on the Lord of the Rings show. I didn't know one of them was desperate enough to work on this.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Better Call Saul writers are on this.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Well, I mean, you might be right. We're just making shit up. I don't know. You might be right. There's a lot of writers on that show.
maybe it's someone from The Sopranos. You don't even know.
Maybe it's in another video I watched. Better Call Saul, right?
All right.
Erich, how did you feel about The Sopranos being in the episode?
The Sopranos shit pisses me off. And you know why?
Because you got spoiled. You're only on season 4.
Bad. This show is bad, and The Sopranos is good. And if you're like, I'm sure like 80% of the MCU fans watching this show, you don't even know what The Sopranos is to begin with.
They've never heard of it.
Not only to spoil like the show, but two pretty like late in the game show things is terrible.
Yeah, like if you're going to introduce The Sopranos to a new audience and like maybe somebody will go check it out. Like, oh, Wong likes The Sopranos, maybe I'll like it. But now like the two big moments have been spoiled in this fucking cape shit. Yeah, I mean,
the only other thing they could spoil is that fucking Tony gets shot at the end.
Well, yeah, I think everybody knows the ending.
Oh, great. Now.
Well, hey, that's not true. Erich is guessing based off of context clues. We don't know what happened to Tony.
Listen, all I'm saying is the last time I checked, he's not alive, and so it just adds up. You know, maybe something happened.
Well, they were going to bring him back for another season, but the actor did pass away tragically. So they ran out of footage with him, so they just had to cut to black.
Wait, when did this happen?
When did The Sopranos end? Like 2011?
I think James Gandolfini.
6 or 7 or something.
Yeah,
way earlier.
I think he died 15 years ago, I'm pretty sure.
God damn.
Yeah, I thought he died recently, kind of.
No! Florian, he's been dead for like 15 years.
Well, Erich, it makes sense to me that Wong would be a fan of The Sopranos, but the fact that the little bimbo character, she's a big fan, does that check out to you? Do you know a lot of attractive young ladies who love The Sopranos?
It depends. I think if her parents watched it, it's possible she would have watched it at some point.
And we all concur on that.
Yes,
well, I could also say, The Sopranos was like a very like ironic Italian meme. I'm not sure if that's still like, oh, hi Italians. I don't know if that's still a thing.
The gabagool thing
on Twitter. And she definitely looks like a 32-year-old woman that definitely was like, around that time probably starting to have a midlife crisis. She was probably on Twitter a lot, maybe soaked up a lot of stuff trying to find something to do. Didn't really pan out. Now she's back in the party scene. She's going to hell and back. And, just pretty much drinking her pain away, which is very sad. And it's a problem that is all too pervasive in today's society. Remember, you're not weak if you get help. Thank you.
So you thought the bimbo character had like a deep inner conflict and was emotionally vulnerable, and she just, played up being a dumb bimbo to hide her emotional vulnerability?
Some people might say I was reading a little bit too much into it, but, sometimes I have to, if the writers aren't going to go all the way, I kind of help, carry the slack a little bit to really flesh it out.
Yeah, they should give you, like, a last look at the script before they start shooting. Like, maybe we should add some character here, and maybe, some plot here. Okay, now it's good.
Would you rather have Eggy or a real lawyer look at the scripts?
Oh, Eggy. Eggy would make the show so Kino.
Wow.
A lawyer can only make it boring.
Yeah, this character has some real drama, She goes to hell and wherever else, and she kills a man, pulls out his heart, and she's like, yeah, it was spooky, She's really seen some shit, yeah.
Do you guys think she made a deal with Mephisto?
That would be good. If they actually bring this back and it's not a one-off, I think that'd be pretty fun.
Oh yeah, she's just possessed in the next one. She's threatening everything. Wow.
Do we have any other thoughts on the Donnie Blaze subplot or really anything else from this episode?
When she's fighting demons in the end of the episode, I just completely check out during that. I really do not give a shit.
You fucker! These cute little demons. I was so curious if you CGI hating fools, if you thought that this was really bad CGI as well, or
it looked better in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets when they did the same scene, and that was in 2002.
Well, Florian, you'll be surprised. I actually didn't mind the episode as much. That's why I'm pretty quiet. I have some the setup of Wong being there when he could just have taken it, but it was I think it was the best episode out of the 4 that I've watched so far.
Well, I don't know. Megan Thee Stallion did not shake her fat black ass at the camera, so I was really missing something.
And She-Hulk did not twerk the law office to oblivion. So
No.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, if we can actually start liking the show, I guess that'll be quite something. I thought I was gonna bring like a whole case against you again because of all of your misogyny at the end, but
it's there. Don't worry, it'll pop up at some point. Don't worry about it.
Weekend is gonna have to make a video called "I Was Wrong About She-Hulk."
Oh my god, I hope not. Holy shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it'll be like...
In defense of She-Hulk. Oh my god.
It'll be a 10
The people
out of 10,
versus She-Hulk. Oh my god.
I want to make one last misogynistic point before I make a also complimentary point to the episode. I did enjoy how, after the whole literal, like, super shredded bodybuilder tier, rich doctor with a still a good hairline for his age and all this, after he's like, actually, no, I'm good. He walks out. And her being a, just dysfunctional, shape-shifting, otherwise frumpy lawyer with a lot of droning, boring things going on in her life that most men don't care about. She goes, oh, well, the hot doctor, that's just a trope anyway. Like, he didn't just take a piece of your fleeting youth. He ravaged you and walked out without another word.
And he saw what you really look like, and he immediately rejected you and got the fuck out.
Yeah. But with that being said, the whole final situation with the demons and that whole setup, compared to like maybe some lay Reddit joke, I found that to be like give me the cheesy CGI action every time if it's going to be that versus like some kind of twerking or whatever. You know what? I'll take the demon fighting.
I don't know. I think I might be the exact opposite as you, Eggy. I've seen a million different properties with just like lazy, boring CGI action that isn't really entertaining. The fact that this show has like all this dating subplot stuff and twerking, the fact that it gets a rise out of people and causes anger and mischief online, and even me, like just like the fact that it gives me an emotional reaction. I enjoy that a lot more than the boring action scenes. Like I want more stuff that makes people mad, and that's why I watch this show.
Fair point.
Well, I definitely enjoyed like most of this episode, so I guess it fits. Yeah, the dating was interesting, even though slightly unrealistic. But
slightly.
I would say very.
I don't know how you can think that these demons are generic. I think they're beautiful. They grew out of an egg, and
just the
like
plot of it is generic.
Kids.
Like Donnie Blaze or whatever. He opens up a portal, and all these demons are coming out. And then Wong and She-Hulk have to throw them back through another portal. And it goes on for like 5 minutes. Just not much to it.
5 whole minutes, damn.
Yeah, I will say, the dating subplot was about 100 times more inspired. It's just, guy does thing that's, he's novice and he does thing that's novice. Expert goes, oh no, novice did thing novice. That's bad. Oh, we can't, detective's going to go on. Oh, the novice, he kept on doing the bad thing and now it's really bad. And now we have to be expert and ooh, we did it and now it's saved. Oh no, I'm novice and I did bad thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. The end.
Yeah, that's basically the back and forth we get for most of the episode.
Well, that's actually pretty funny, considering that Wong is like a huge walking disaster when it comes to being a sorcerer.
That is true. I'm getting sick of Wong. No, Wong, he's being shoehorned into everything, and his character is just like showing how incompetent he is, like the whole time.
Oh yeah, so bad. I actually ended up watching that whole 6 hour smaller video about Doctor Strange, and oh my god, Wong is probably like one of the most incompetent things they've made, and it's just bizarre. And he's like constantly making fun of Stephen Strange when he's like almost wrecking it all the time. What a shame.
What I realized watching this episode is that this show reminds me of how superhero stuff was in the early 2000s, where they kind of didn't really know what to do with it, so they stuck it into like a sitcom, or like they stuck it into a weird toned action thing, like the Daredevil movie. I think Blade is better than this, so not Blade. But yeah, like the original Hulk movie, fucking yeah, all this shit where it's just weird and doesn't feel like it should. But they're doing their own thing with it.
That sounds amazing. Where's this sitcom about superheroes?
Or Fantastic Four, the original Fantastic Four movie in the early 2000s with Chris.
That was a sitcom?
It wasn't a sitcom, but it had more like a jokey kind of flavor to it.
Like a tongue-in-cheek, lighthearted feel.
Yeah,
to it,
tongue-in-cheek. They're really not taking it seriously at all, and yeah, they're just kind of going for it.
They didn't know how to put the genre to film properly yet, so it was very experimental, and there's a lot of weird shit that came out in the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
Weekend, do you have any final thoughts on this?
I hope the show gets better because I hate watching bad shit. There are some nitpicks.
You hate watching bad shit?
How is that possible?
We have a lot of Kevin James films we have to watch, dude. Like, you better get used to it.
I live for that, man. No cringe. I'm a cringe connoisseur. I love that shit.
Good.
I'm gonna sniff that up. I have like nitpicks about the show, but it's not like.
Well, let's hear them.
Okay, like if Wong could have just vacuumed the demons immediately, he should have just done that.
He shouldn't have saved the obvious solution for the very end of the scene.
Yeah. Like, was he powering up his mana to attract the demons to the other portal? We don't see that. And just, you mean you could have done this earlier, Wong?
Well, he's playing the Pokemon trading card game, and he didn't have enough energy cards to activate his attack.
Yeah, magic is very mysterious, okay? He probably was on cooldown still, you know?
Yeah, I think we could have seen the cooldown meter better. That would be, that's why I didn't cast it. Or his ult isn't ready. Oh, that's why it didn't happen. Yeah, something like that.
You need this many kills. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't... I find it funny that Donnie Blaze got away with so much hijinks in court. Like, he just got... he charmed the judge, like, oh, he's a magician. Let him do the magic thing. Like, that's like cute shit. It's amazing that... I think, Wong should be like a permanent guest star, because the way he's acting, like, he's like... I don't like the way he is put in the show, though. Like, he could have just took... I said this earlier. He could have just taken the sling ring, but I think, for chuckles and guffaws, I think it was acceptable, I guess.
Kino Corner said in the chat that he just woke up, so maybe he'll jump in to give us his last-minute thoughts before we end, but we'll see. He just woke up, so...
we're gonna hold him accountable for saying that she's a 6 out of 10. We can't understand.
That's the unbelievable part, yeah. Like, no way she would have gotten ugly guys on her Tinder. No way. I mean, her matcher. Like, and her friend just swipes right. She doesn't even discern. Like, I get mass swiping right, but swipe right to guys you would actually want to go out with, you know? Not the weirdo with long hair that said he's in New York for 14 months. You know, fuck off with that shit.
Not the weirdo with long hair that said, I'm a YouTuber and I make these fantastic podcasts. I would love you to listen to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do you know She-Hulk? Do you know how bad that shit is? Do you want to listen to our...
Yeah, she'd love that podcast.
Yeah, she'd be wet. I'd be drinking from her diva cup. Yeah. Like, oh my god.
Jesus.
I don't know what that is, Monkey, so I'm just trusting
That's
you.
fine,
So,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we want to... I don't think we want to wait for Kino Corner, because we don't need this episode to be super long, so we should try to wrap it up. If you guys have any, actual last thoughts and some plugs.
I hope the show gets better, and my video on She-Hulk, that it was bad so far, is getting a lot of views, guys, so I'd appreciate it if you watch it on my channel. Thank you.
E-Rich.
Well...
Or Eggy.
I hope that the episodes coming up at least maintain as somewhat enjoyable as this one was, because I don't want them to have to be just a pain to sit through. But with that being said, now that I'm caught up, if they do have some good cringe, then I can enjoy conversating about that. Otherwise, I don't really have anything to plug. I'm just hanging out in the ether still right now.
It is too bad that you missed out on the twerking discourse, Eggy. I think you would have had a lot to add to that.
It's true. I will say, I guess one thing is that the repeated Megan Thee Stallion name drops, and I was going through the episode, I'm like, it'd be so funny if all of a sudden, in a month, she has some huge controversy, like how DaBaby had where he said all gay people have AIDS. If she says something like that, and then they're stuck with this whole episode that they name drop her 100 times. I thought
that she shows up in and is celebrated as a strong, independent woman, and then she's gonna have a concert where 100 people get killed in the audience, and it's her fault.
Wow.
Oops.
Well, yeah, that'd be something, huh? Yeah.
Florian, where's your video that I'm in? When is that coming out?
Well, I wrote all of the Rick and Morty season 2 videos, so I guess I'll probably try to make it while the editor is making that one.
Hey, Kino Corner.
There he is, the prodigal son.
Popped in at the very end. And we can't hear him. Well,
Okay, bye, man.
yeah, well, that's the podcast. Bye, everybody.
I just want to hear from Eggy as our music expert. How bad is Megan Thee Stallion as a music artist? I listened to one song and it was probably like the worst thing I've ever heard. So,
What
so
song
do you
was
think?
it?
I think it was called She, or was it He? And she just went like she for like so long, and it really annoyed me.
Well, actually, personally, to me, she's definitely one of the more capable female artists. You know, she actually has the talent. I'm not saying she utilizes it always, because it's more to make those kind of like where it's just very commercial, it's repetitive, it's monetized. But you know, she's from Houston. I'm a very big fan of the Texas music scene. I have been for many years. And I think that she definitely, as far as ability, I would put her, you know, kind of like in maybe the new age Nicki Minaj. Like Nicki Minaj had, you know, 100 different reasons to hate her for her fans or for whatever she surrounded herself with. But when you come down to it as a female MC, you know, she definitely has strong capabilities and talents. And you know, she's kind of a baddie though. I ain't even gonna lie. No cap. She do be kind of a baddie.
Does she have
you
a
know,
wet ass pussy from your experience?
Well, from what I've heard, that is true.
Kino, can we hear you yet, or should we end the episode without you? He's just sitting there. He's not saying a fucking word.
He's just looking at us.
You need to
Maybe
restart
he's
Discord.
giving She-Hulk the exact amount of attention it needs.
Yeah, none.
Yeah.
He says Discord's fucking up. I think I'm ready to leave. Everich, what did you want to plug?
Yeah, sure. You can find me on Twitter at TZARREVAN. Stop by and talk to me about how copyright has destroyed the state of Hollywood.
So true. Thanks, Disney.
Well, I gotta say for my closing thoughts that Wong deserves to be in this show because he's a joke and this show is a comedy, so that makes sense.
Shut up.
I can't believe that fucking Wong would be suing someone else for fucking unreasonable use of magic. Yeah, the guys that randomly erase minds and what
No,
else
and
did they
in
do?
and to just add to that, sorry, in the show itself, he took out the Abomination so that he could become the
that's the
Sorcerer
one.
Supreme, right? Yeah. So fuck him.
And
only
also in
our-
Doctor Strange too, why didn't Doctor Strange just try to sue the Scarlet Witch? Like, this is how they solve their problems now? They fucking go to court? Bitch, if he's misusing your magic, just go stop him, dude. Like, you're a superhero.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you suing his ass?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Kino!
Yeah, well,
there?
Fucking, hey, Kino. Kino, you have 2 minutes to give us your thoughts on this She-Hulk episode.
2 minutes to give my thoughts on the She-Hulk episode. That court scene. Okay, so the scene that stands out probably as the worst was the court scene where he's trying to sue, and the guy just starts doing magic tricks in the aisle, and that's a way, I guess, to try to impress the judge. And then the judge just like allows him to continue. I don't know why the fuck Wong wants to sue him when he can easily just, I don't know, throw him into some other realm as punishment and not have him do anything again.
Like, Wong even says, like, he didn't break any human laws, but he broke our very specific sorcerer laws. Okay, so he's a criminal, and you're a sorcerer, so maybe you should take care of this shit.
Yeah, you'd think that Wong would, just take care of that, like how he's taking care of everything in every other movie, just in that way. But it's like, oh, but the show is about an attorney, so he has to at least try to sue them. But then the conflict isn't even resolved in the court because obviously the writers can't write court scenes as they.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's resolved in an action sequence, like how
he's right.
thought it would be resolved.
And they
But-
basically, like,
yeah.
it's blackmail. They say, if you don't sign the cease and desist, we're going to let this demon eat your asshole. And she's like threatening them with a monster. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's going to hold up.
That's
I'm
good.
pretty
It's
sure-
called
wait,
duress.
That's gonna go in the notes. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That's a good observation, actually.
Hey,
I-
no, it's
I'm
not
pretty
blackmail,
sure
okay?
I'm pretty sure that compelling
let Kino
somebody
talk.
I'm pretty sure that compelling somebody to like sign an agreement in this case, and then all she gets to is like a verbal agreement. But I'm pretty sure that compelling somebody
Not,
to
yeah.
sign an agreement via threats of violence does not constitute them actually signing the agreement. You know,
Yeah.
I think that's so. It's like, oh yeah, I have this demon, and you either do what I want, or I'm gonna just let it like tear you to shreds.
Like, eat you.
But it's his
Yeah.
demon. She just wouldn't have saved him. That's all. She wouldn't have
No,
killed
but
him.
yeah, but bro, that is the thing that Kino's describing, though, right?
Yeah, but
that-
she's
it's
saving
still
him
blackmail.
from himself.
Yeah, but
She-
it's still blackmail.
She's
My
not
only
doing violence
explanation
to him.
My only explanation for how the court system is so fucked up as it is in this show is that after the snap happened and 50% of the population just disappeared, like, they just threw everything up in the air. They were just like, we don't fucking care anymore. Judges let anything happen. Anything goes in the courtroom
That
because
actually makes sense. Yeah.
it's not worth trying to figure this out. They just kind of like adjourn and like figure it out as it goes. They just do not care.
Yeah, I guess
But
when
I
half the
wanna
world
ask
has
a
been
question.
genocided, you know, your petty theft is not that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah.
But I want to ask a question. Did you guys already cover how she had sex with the one guy as She-Hulk and then like transformed into Jen Walters and he like freaked out?
Yeah, did you find that realistic?
No, I did not find that realistic.
Oh, you've never had that experience with a woman. The next morning, you see what she looks like, and you're like, maybe I should go.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I guess in that regards, yeah.
Wow, you've done that, Kino?
Oh, wow.
You fucking asshole!
No.
Wow.
I haven't done
Just
that,
as
but
bad
I
as
haven't.
that
I haven't
guy.
done that, but I can definitely find that realistic. Like you got drunk the night before, and you're like, oh, this person. But I don't think that they were drunk.
He's just into big green women. You know, I can't.
He's just into
fault
big
him.
green women. He's not into little ladies.
And Kino,
I
as a final thought before we end the episode, just to clarify something we were talking about earlier, do you have
Yeah.
any thoughts on Ms. Marvel?
No, I haven't seen it.
No thoughts? Okay, so she's like a 6 out of 10, maybe?
Oh, wait.
The show, not the...
The show.
The show.
No, I haven't seen it. I thought when you said 6 out of 10, you were referring to that one date that Jen Walters goes on, and the guy walks away going, "Yeah, she's like a 6 out of 10."
That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and I was like,
And
"Oh,
he
that's
was
generous."
so right.
Well, Kino, do you have anything you want to plug for your 3-minute appearance on this podcast?
Yeah, I'm uploading a video right now.
Oh boy, go watch it, everybody.
It's a kind of casual video of just it's like a half in the bag style thing I did with Solar Sands.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ask him how his I think he did an art contest video 4 years ago, and he mentioned to me at the beginning of it, so ask him how that's doing. We're wrapping this up. I'm going to say bye. Everybody else can say bye.
Bye.
Bye.